Hello student. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about the ultrastructure of bacteria. In last few lecture we have seen about the viruses and today we are going to move for the ultrastructure of bacteria. Now when we say ultrastructure, what is included in ultrastructure, we need to concentrate on this. So the first thing which we are going to discuss in this is cell wall, cell membrane, flagella, inclusion bodies, ribosomes, and the most important thing, genetic material and the plasmid. These things we are going to concentrate. In today's lecture we are going to take a look towards the cell wall, cell membrane and flagella particularly. Now, as we know that the bacterial cells are the prokaryotic cell, mostly they are the unicellular structure and they have this particular parameters: cell wall, cell membrane, flagella, inclusion bodies, ribosome, genetic material and plasmid. From these, cell wall, cell membrane and flagella, these are the external structures, whereas inclusion body, ribosome, genetic material and plasmid, these are the internal organelles, or we can say internal materials to the bacterial cell. So today we are going to take a look towards the cell wall, cell membrane and flagella. Now here this is the typical bacterial cell. In this you can see that there will be a presence of capsule to the external side. This capsule is the protective layer which is present to the outer side. After capsule there is a presence of cell wall, and cell wall is followed by the presence of plasma membrane. And after the plasma membrane the cytoplasm is present, and in cytoplasm different organelles like or different materials like inclusion bodies, then plasmid, then nucleoid, these structures are present. Along with this you can observe here to the external side of the cell wall of bacteria, you can see the presence of pili and the flagellum. So all over the body you can see there is a presence of pili, and one particular flagellum is shown in this particular diagram. So this is nothing but the typical bacterium or bacterial cell. Now taking look towards the cell wall. Cell wall is the external material which helps in the protection of the bacterial cell. The cell envelope is composed of the plasma membrane and the cell wall. So cell wall is the external material, and to the inner side to this particular cell wall there is a presence of cell membrane. Cell wall in the bacteria is an other organism. The bacterial cell wall provides structural integrity to the cell. So it is the outer side of the cell, and it will use the particular shape to the bacterial cell. Along with that, in prokaryotes the primary function of the cell wall is to protect the cell from the internal turgor pressure. So the shape of that particular cell, particularly bacterial cell, is maintained due to the presence of this cell wall. So cell wall helps in the uh, maintaining the turgor pressure of the cell. The bacterial cell wall differs from all the organism by presence of peptidoglycan, which is located immediately outside the cytoplasmic membrane. So that is the difference between eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, that the presence of peptidoglycan. So this is one of the most important layer which is present in the cell wall of bacterial cell, and it is the unique character of the bacteria. Peptidoglycan is made up of polysaccharides backbone. So there is a saccharides or polysaccharides, and that will gives rise to peptidoglycan. This peptidoglycan consists of alternating N-acetylmuramic acid, we call it as a NAM, and N-acetylglucosamine NAG residues in equal amount. So suppose there will be a 2 amount of NAM is there, so the same thing, that is 2 amount of NAG is there. So equal amount of N-acetylmuramic acid and N-acetylglucosamine, that is NAM and NAG, are present in the peptidoglycan layer. So here you can see this is nothing but the layer. In this you can see this particular part which is blinking is known as the NAG. Now this NAG is having the separation with the help of NAM. So the next part which is present here is known as NAM. So NAG unit is there, after NAG NAM is there, again NAG is there, again NMG is there. So likewise there will be a presence of NAG and NAM in a repetitive manner, so that they will act as a backbone of the peptidoglycan. Along with that, not only NAM and NAG is present in this, there is a presence of another structure that is known as the tetra polypeptide chain. So here you can see these are nothing but the tetra polypeptide chains. Tetra means 4, so there is a 4 polypeptide or peptide is there that is connected with each other with the help of peptide bond. So here you can see peptide bond is shown, and this peptide or tetrapeptide material gives strength to the attachment of this particular NAG and NAM. So along with this NAG, NAM and tetrapeptide, there is a presence of chain of the another type of amino acids, or we can say another type of material is again there present, that will again use the strength to the peptidoglycan layer of the bacterial cell. This is known as the cross bridge peptide or peptide for the cross bridge. So that what happens, this particular NAM, NAG and the tetrapeptide along with this particular cross bridge, they will act as a strong rigid structure of the cell wall made up of peptidoglycan. Now here you can see the structure of gram positive bacteria. As we know that there will be two types of cell, gram positive bacterial cell and gram negative cell. So this is known as the gram positive bacteria, where you can see the presence of peptidoglycan layer, and inner side to the peptidoglycan layer you can observe the membrane is there. So peptidoglycan layer is very thick here than that of membrane. Now here you can see this is nothing but the gram negative bacteria. So we can say that there will be two types of bacteria, gram negative and gram positive bacteria. So here you can see the peptidoglycan layer is very small and or equally represents like a membrane, and along with that peptidoglycan layer there is a presence of lipopolysaccharide and protein towards the external side of the gram negative bacteria. So here you can see that there will be a difference between gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. In gram positive bacteria peptidoglycan layer is very thick, whereas in gram negative bacteria peptidoglycan layer is very thin. Along with that, the gram negative bacteria possesses lipopolysaccharide and protein layer towards the external side of the peptidoglycan. So that is the difference between gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Now moving to the next part, that is cell membrane. After the cell wall there is a presence of membrane. That membrane is known as cell membrane. This is made up of phospholipids, proteins and carbohydrates forming a fluid mosaic. So there is inclusion of these three parts: phospholipid, proteins and carbohydrates. It surrounds the bacteria and it is the most important organelle for the protection. It controls the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So they are act as a semi-permeable membrane, and they will allow some part to the inside and outside to the cell wall. So that is nothing but the cell membrane. So here you can see the external phosphobilipid structure is there, or phospholipid bilayer is there, and after that to the external side to this there is a presence of peptidoglycan, and to this the outer membrane is present that we call cell wall. Now the closer view of this particular bilayer, phospholipid bilayer, you can see here there will be a presence of phospholipid bilayer, means two layers are present towards the external side and towards the internal side. In between these you can also observe the presence of integral or internal proteins are there, that internal proteins or integral proteins are having the pores for the exchange of different material. So that is nothing but the phospholipid bilayer. When we look this particular thing in detail again, so you can observe that this phospholipid looks like this. They are having the two different polar end, one side to this particular structure and another side on the lower side. You can observe over here. So here this one is the first layer and this one is the another layer, and that's why they are known as phospholipid or bilayer of phospholipid, we can say. So this is nothing but a clear cut details about the phospholipid structure. And here you can see the scanning electron microscope image of the bacterial cell along with the external cell wall and peptidoglycan layer. So this is nothing but the details. Now moving to the another part of the discussion, the presence of capsule, slime layer and S layer. These are the most important layers which is present towards the external side as a protective. So some bacteria have a layer of material lying outside the cell wall. When the layer is well organized and not easily washed off, it is called capsule. Or a slime layer is a zone of diffuse unorganized material that is removed easily. That is the difference between capsule and slime layer. Many gram positive and gram negative bacteria have regularly structured a layer called S layer on their surface, and this S layer plays an important role in the protection of the bacterial cell. So there is a presence of two main majority layers, capsule or slime layer. This capsule and slime layer is the protective layers which is present to the external side of the cell. Now along with this, the another structure which is present to the external side of the bacterial cell is known as pili and fimbriae. Pili and fimbriae are the structure which is generally used for the locomotion, or mostly it is utilized for the attachment of the bacterial cell. So here you can see that the pili, many gram negative bacteria have a short fine hair like appendages that are thinner than flagella and not involved in motility. These are usually called fimbriae. Pilus or pili are similar appendages but 1 to 10% cell that differ from fimbriae in the following ways. The first is pili often are larger than fimbriae. Then they are genetically determined by sex factor or conjugative plasmids and are required for bacterial mating, or we can say the reproduction. In reproduction it is important. Some bacterial viruses attach specifically to this particular pili and they start or they undergo for the reproductive structure. So what is the use of pili and fimbriae? They are the most important structure involved in the genetically mating parameter, or we can say the reproductive structure, we call it as a pili. Now along with this pili and fimbriae, there is another presence of structure that we call it as a flagella, and that is utilized for the motility. Now what is flagella? The motile bacteria moves by the use of flagella. This is thread-like locomotory appendages extending from outward the plasma membrane and the cell wall. They are slender, rigid structure about 20 nanometer across and up to 15 to 20 meter long. So here you can see the different types of flagella which is present in bacteria. That is the locomotory organ. Sometimes a single flagella is present, that we call it as a monotrichous. Then bitrichous or polytrichous is there. So likewise the different types of flagella is present in a different types of bacteria, so they have the use of locomotion. Now flagella is a hair-like structure. Flagellal filaments are made up of subunits of single protein known as flagellae. The transmission electron microscope studies have shown that the flagellum is composed of three parts: the filament, extend from the cell surface to the tip. Then the next portion is known as basal body or basal body, which is embedded in the cell. And the last most important part that we called it as a hook. The basal body of gram-negative bacteria has 4 rings connected to central rod, a pair of ring embedded in cell membrane that we called it as a M ring and S ring, and another pair associated with the cell wall that we called it as a L ring and P ring. So you have to know that there will be a 4 rings in gram-negative bacteria, whereas in gram-positive bacteria, or here you can see this is nothing but the gram-negative bacterial flagellum having the 4 rings. One is known as L ring, P ring, S ring and M ring. These are having the different 4 rings which is present. Along with that, the next portion you can see the flagellum is there, and the last most important part we called it as a filament. Now the gram-positive bacteria have only 2 rings in their basal body, the inner M ring connected to plasma membrane and the outer S ring attached to the peptidoglycan. Since gram-positive bacteria lack the outer pair of ring, it is assumed that the only inner rings are essential for the flagellum movement. So here this image will give a clear-cut idea about the gram-positive bacteria. So here you can see only 2 rings are present. After that there is a presence of hook, and again there will be a filament is present. So this is nothing but the 2 difference between the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria with their flagella. So here we stop with this discussion. Watch this video 2 times to understand the external parameters which is present in ultrastructure of the bacterial cell.